Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Food FAQ. I'm Mariella.
And I'm Eric.
And today we are talking about what?
Dips. It's time to take a dip, Mariella.
I love those kitschy names. They make me so excited inside.
Me too.
That was all you too, baby.
It was.
So we're going to be talking about savory dips and sweet dips, but we're going to start with the salty because, honey, we are salty.
Well, you are. I'm sweet.
All right, tell me, what do you got for me?
Okay, so first step I got for you, it's a classic. You know, I love to bring back my classic stuffs.
You really do.
It is. It's a classic. It's a Southern classic. So we're going to talk about pimento cheese. And
I've never had homemade pimento cheese before, only the stuff from the store.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like, I don't know. This isn't something we make at home. We make bocadito dip. We don't make pimento.
So it's similar to bocadito dip, but instead of ham, you're using cheese.
Tell me everything.
So you're going to see how it goes. It's really easy. So you're just going to get an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. So just one block of cream cheese. You're going to get like a really hearty handful of shredded cheddar cheese. So you want to basically put in almost the whole, like if you have pre-shredded cheese, you basically want to put in almost the entire bag. So I would say at least 3/4 of the bag. I
want to say something about this shredded cheese. I have discovered recently, and you have confirmed that pre-shredded cheese is just subpar when you compare it to home shredded cheese.
It is.
Especially when melting.
It is. If you want it to taste really good, get the block cheese and shred it. Here's the thing with pimento cheese. You need to have yellow cheddar cheese. I mean, I'm sure you can do it with the natural white cheddar, but yellow cheddar is how it goes. Classic. So your block of cream cheese, you're going to do about, like I said, a good heaping amount. Like throw that shredded cheese with love. Don't measure it. And you're going to get some chopped up pimentos. You're going to get some chopped up jalapenos. Take the seeds out of the jalapenos so it's not too hot. If you want it really hot, leave the seeds in. And then a good dash of cayenne pepper and then salt to taste. And you're just going to mix it up and let it sit for about an hour or so at least, just so the flavors can meld together. Pimento cheese, just like a lot of dips, gets better the more it sits. So if you even want to make it ahead of time, a day ahead of time, it's going to be so much better the next day. But at least make this a couple hours in advance before you serve it. And you want to make sure that it's served a little bit room temperature because it is cream cheese and there's really no liquid in here. So you still want to make it dippable. So you may have to use a little bit of a knife to it, maybe not. If it's a little bit too thick, you can go a little unauthentic and like throw some pickle juice in there just to thin it out. And it's a classic and it's really good. And for some reason this year, I totally got back into it.
I have a million questions.
Yeah, go start with one.
Okay. So when you say chopped pimentos, are we talking canned or fresh?
Canned.
Okay. So maybe we could use a little bit of the juice from the can.
Oh, you're right. Like some of the olive oil that it comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good idea. And then that's why you're here.
That's why I'm here. I'm the brains behind this. I'm
just the talent. Don't forget that. But yeah, you're going to use canned pimentos. You're right. So use some of the juice from the canned pimento if you want to thin it out a little bit.
And then the jalapenos, I almost want to use canned too because they're soft.
Right. Absolutely.
And briny.
Right. If you're going to use a lot of canned stuff, taste it before you add salt to it.
True.
Because you may already have enough salt in there. So taste it before, and sharp cheddar cheese is kind of salty anyways. So just taste it before you add the salt in there. And when you use a cayenne pepper, you do have jalapenos in there. So again, taste it before you put more cayenne pepper in there, depending how spicy you want it to be.
And then how do you serve this with like a Ritz cracker? It's a Southern delight. I feel like it should be a Ritz cracker.
You can serve it on a Ritz cracker. You could put it on bread. It goes delicious on a croissant, Mariella. It's pimento cheese. I'd bathe in this.
A croissant.
Yeah. Like get a real croissant and just put it on there for the morning. It's really good.
With a little ham or something. I would love that.
You could even take pimento cheese, Madi, and you can grill chicken on the grill. And then right before it's done, put a heaping scoop of the pimento cheese on there and just kind of let it melt a little bit. Wow. And you can put that on the chicken as well.
My brain is exploding right now.
Wow. With pimento cheese dreams.
With pimento cheese. Okay, and then I have one more question. When you're making it, your cream cheese should be at room temperature, right?
Absolutely.
Easier.
It's gonna be easier to mix together. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think like maybe to serve this, you can serve it in a halved what's it called? Those a pepper. Would that be cute?
That's really cute. That's a good idea.
You could serve it in a half pepper, and then people would know what's in it, right? Because pimento is pepper, but like
peppers.
Whatever process it goes to, which is what, heat probably.
I think it's, is it? Ooh, you know what might be good instead of pimento? Okay, so pimento is traditional, but you can also do like roasted red peppers instead of pimentos. So you get like a little fiery in there.
I like this.
That might be really good too.
Okay, I'm sold.
I saw that right on the spot right now. That is
the talent, baby. It's
the talent at work right now.
Well, I want that, and I want it on a Ritz cracker or a club cracker, like the little rectangular buttery kind.
You know, I'm not a Ritz or a club cracker person.
How are we friends? We agree on nothing.
I mean, we agree on cooking food.
Only fundamental things, but when it comes to this stuff, we're just on the opposite ends of everything.
I'm a wheat thin kind of person.
A wheat thin for pimento cheese?
A wheat thin for anything, Maddie.
I mean, I guess. How about a Triscuit? I like a Triscuit. I know people make fun of it.
Triscuit's like eating a square, like,
barrel of hay. I know.
Like, it's horrible. It's like, who the hell came up with something like, we're going to, weave together shredded wheat.
So that sounds so delicious. And I think it would look pretty on a table if you like got creative in the way you served it. And whether you eat it with barrels of hay or with a Triscuit, or no, that is a Triscuit, or a wheat thin, which I love wheat thins too, by the way.
Or a warm croissant in the morning.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Throw it on your chicken. It's good. This stuff is good.
Yeah, it's like a condiment almost. Cause
it can be.
Just cheese, really.
That's a bunch of cheese.
Okay.
Anyways, that's pimento cheese. What do you got for me?
Okay, mine's super easy, right? The first one I'm going to talk about is going to be just refried beans. And my kids love this, and I put it in a taco. Like, they don't like meat tacos, so I will make them refried bean tacos, and or I'll put it on nachos. This is what I do. I open a can of refried beans, and I like the full fat kind. I don't like the fat free kind. They don't taste right to me. So I open the can and I set it aside, and then in a small little pan, like a deep pan, I'll fry up one very tiny slice of, not tiny slice, a regular slice of bacon, or what are they called? A strip of bacon that I chop up, and then I fry it in a little bit of olive oil. I let it render its fat, and then I open the can up and I pour it in there. I plop it in there, and I break it up. I mash it with the back of a spoon. I add garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of paprika and cumin. Mix it all up. It's sizzling in there with the bacon grease, and it's like you think it's like burning. It's not. Mix it. Now, when it's nice and warmed through, you take it off the heat, and you add, depending on how you're feeling, sometimes I'll put like a full half a cup of sour cream, or a little less, depending on how I feel. And I mix it up, and it is the best doctored up refried beans you will ever have.
I have a really important question.
Tell me.
Is it smoked paprika or regular paprika?
Of course it's smoked.
Okay.
We are the king and queens of smoked paprika. Okay, my son even smells it. He's like, "Mommy, it smells so good." So he knows.
This sounds really good, by the way.
It's delicious because
this sounds really good.
I find that the addition of the sour cream at the very end is what makes it feel and taste the most authentic. If you've had like refried beans at a Mexican place, they're always a little bit thinner than the stuff you get in a can.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Right? And that's the secret. That and bacon grease. Duh.
Bacon grease makes everything better.
Yes. And so when you're eating it, you get little bits of crispy bacon in some bites. It's like a surprise. My kids love it. They fight over it. And yeah, it's super carnivorous and delicious.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. And you can put it on anything. Literally anything. And it's a meal. And it's inexpensive, which is great for families, you know?
Right.
So I used to make meat just for me and my husband. And then slowly I've just evolved into making 2 cans of this stuff. And then everybody eats it. It's healthy. I mean, I guess, it's bacon, but whatever. It is what it is. But it's delicious.
You're like the bacon, fat, and sour cream keeps my children healthy.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
We never said we're dietitians.
Never. So. That's not my field of expertise is not that.
No, at all.
All right. We're like on fire with dips. You have another dip for me.
I do. So I wanted something a little, keeping along the line of cheeses. I love cheesy dips. And so I decided I wanted to do a dill pickle dip. And I just wanted to make it a little bit better than what I've had in the past. So dill pickle dip, same thing. 1 block of cream cheese. Grab 2 dill pickles out of your container. I don't buy dill pickles like in the regular pickle section. I go to the deli part of the grocery store and you pay a lot more for those pickles, but for some reason I just feel they're just better.
They taste better.
Yeah, they're in the clear plastic container. I feel like it just tastes better. So you take 2 pickles, you're going to chop them up really finely, and you're going to throw that into your cream cheese. You're going to take some of that pickle juice. It depends the consistency you're looking for. And I would say at least 4 tablespoons. You're going to throw that in there. I don't put any salt in it because, again, the pickles are quite salty. But I do add garlic powder, onion powder, and again, cayenne pepper. And if you really want to get it good, you can dice up some fresh dill in there and mix it up. And again, this one, you really do have to let it marinate for a little while. And this gets better. And it's simple. It's quick. It's easy. It's nice and cold. And it's just refreshing.
I feel like I want to dip a ruffled chip into this.
That is exactly what I dipped into it.
Is it?
It was just a plain ruffled chip.
Yes, they sound like they go together.
Yeah.
I love pickled flavored things.
Did you hear about, I don't know what pizza place in whatever part of the country was doing it. But anyways, they come up with a dill pickle pizza. To me, it sounds delicious. And I would totally order it. Without even trying it, I would order the large one.
Damn.
I feel I would just love it. I feel that's a
pickle like commitment.
I'm committed to pickle.
Me too.
That's why we're friends.
Yeah, that's why right there.
That's what made our friendship happen. You're like, he's committed to the pickles. Even before I knew.
Early on, I knew you were a pickle.
That's correct. So,
yes, I would order this pizza too. And I would I've seen it online and people make it at home, but I don't know if I want to make it.
We could probably make it. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't go through
the same
troubles of making a pizza. I just don't do that.
I've done it before because I get bored and I want to make stuff and the kids love to play with dough, but it's never good. Like they're kind of like always like, meh, meh, mom, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have your dill pickle dip with my ruffle chip.
It's going to be good.
And I'm going to be so happy. There's some good pickles though, like on the market now that they're selling. They're higher ends and there's one that's spicy and it's yummy.
You could probably do it with that. You could do it with, in all honesty, you can do this with any type of pickle you want. The only pickle I do not like are those like bread and butter pickles.
Oh my God.
Sweet. So I do not like the sweet. No.
I was even going to ask you, do you think you could do it with those? Because I would totally chomp down on that.
You can take that abomination and you can go to your home and you can do that. But in this home, we are a dill pickle, sour pickle, garlic pickle, spicy pickle household.
They're yummy.
When I was, like 11.
I mean, yeah, the kids like it. So I guess that's why I buy them, because the kids like it.
Right. When I was like 11, I thought I liked them, but...
Whatever, man. I think.
Sorry, I left you on that one.
Of course you did. Just leave me holding the wheat thins and the pickles.
I'll take your wheat thins, but
not the wheat thins. The barrel of hay. I forgot what they're called. The Triscuit.
The Triscuit. But you could take your nasty ass bread and butter pickles, and you can go. You can eat that whole container by yourself.
Thanks so much. You're so kind.
I am, because I'm giving you the bread and butter pickles.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about a dip, and I'm gonna kind of two for this. Okay, they're both made with Greek yogurt. Buy thick Greek yogurt, not the runny cheap stuff. Okay, for these dips. The first thing is you're going to take the Greek yogurt and you're going to strain it. You can do this over cheesecloth. I find it to be the best way. Cheesecloth is really inexpensive. You can find it at the grocery store while you're buying the yogurt. And it's a good thing to have around because you never know when you want to strain something. Do you find? No? Just me?
So that is funny because that's true. And I never have cheesecloth when I want to.
I know.
Or when I see a recipe I want to try. So my little thing is so the past couple of years, I've become like a dollar store fanatic.
Yay.
One, because I think it's because I feel wealthy when I walk in there. Because I can buy anything I want.
As far as the eye can see.
Exactly. Anything anybody wants, Eric will buy it for you. And so I think that's why I like it. But so when I'm at the dollar store, because I go once a week, that's really my thing now. Every Saturday, I get dressed, get my coffee, put my hoodie and sweatpants on to the dollar store.
Oh, that sounds like a dream.
I'm living the life, Mariella. So every time I go to the dollar store, I pick up a couple things. I pick up parchment paper, I pick up aluminum foil, and I will pick up a cheesecloth.
Really?
Yeah, they have them. Yeah, I'll pick it up. Now, you got to remember, when you buy the dollar store, it looks like you're getting a deal, and you are, but you're not getting a lot. So in other words, you're not getting the 45 feet of aluminum foil, but it's only me and one other person living in this apartment. So I'm not cooking for a whole family where you might have to go to a grocery store to get this stuff. But anyways, so go to the dollar stores and pick up this stuff when you're there. It's $1.25.
Right. And have it just on hand. You never
just have it on hand.
Know when you're going to need cheesecloth. It's a surprise thing.
It is. It really is.
You know, and it's good to have. So this is what you do. You get a colander or a strainer, and then you put it over a bowl. You line it with your cheesecloth, and then you dump your yogurt in there. And I've left it out. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but I've done this. I left it out overnight. To me, it tastes delicious. I know. Don't look at me with this face. He's looking at me at this, like, you're going to give yourself Ebola face.
Or
right?
everybody else, like, boxes of them.
You can just put it in the refrigerator. It will also work. I don't know why I've done that. I don't have any, I think I might have read it somewhere, but don't listen to me. Just go ahead and put it in the fridge.
I think yogurt's made at a warm temperature anyways, so.
But you're right. I don't want to give you dysentery. Just go ahead and put it in the refrigerator, cover it with some plastic wrap. And then when you wake up in the morning, you're going to have like a thick, delicious, it's a dip. It's almost like hummus, but thicker and creamier. And once you have that separated, because you're separating kind of the cream from the whey or whatever it is that they use to make yogurt. And, you add olive oil, salt, pepper if you'd like. Mix it up. You can use it as a dip with vegetables, or what I've done in the past is I spread it on a pita and then I fill it with vegetables. It is so good.
That does sound good.
Good. Or conversely, you can take your Greek yogurt. You can chop up some cucumbers finely, or you can grate them, which I think is a better method. Take the water out of it, put them into the Greek yogurt, salt, lemon juice, olive oil. You can add fresh herbs like dill, parsley, if you want. Mix it all up. Oh, garlic. Don't forget, grate garlic. You need to have a tiny little grater or something to make the garlic little, because dips don't do well when you put big chunks of garlic in it. It's too sharp. Start with like half a clove if you're not sure, because it can make things a little bit spicy and it doesn't taste good when the garlic.
You don't want a chunk of garlic. You don't want to bite into a chunk of garlic. I love garlic, but you don't want to bite into like a chunk of it. Raw
garlic needs to be handled with a gentle hand, and you need to make sure that whoever you're feeding it to really enjoys garlic, because it's going to be pronounced when it's raw.
Right.
Mix it all in, and tzatziki does best when you let it sit for at least a couple hours. And then you can you can eat that with vegetables or chips or whatever. Tzatziki is kind of it's a workhorse. It can go on anything. It can go on chicken. It can go on steak. You can literally anything and everything you want. You can put tzatziki on. And I think it's worth making. There's some really great varieties on the market, but there's something fresher about it when you make it at home.
I agree. I use Greek yogurt as a substitute for sour cream.
Me too. And nobody notices in my house.
No one notices the difference.
Because it's very similar.
Yeah.
How did we live without Greek yogurt? Do you remember a time when we did not have, this wasn't always a thing?
This was not always popular. Maybe to the Greeks.
I mean, hopefully.
But growing up, the Greek yogurt was not really
a thing.
Great. I feel you had to go to, like a Whole Foods to get Greek yogurt or things like that.
Yeah, it was not like, now it's.
That's not something that we purchase. Now Greek yogurt in the past 10 years is everywhere. And I prefer Greek yogurt so much more over regular yogurt, whether it's flavored, whether it's plain. I prefer Greek yogurt so much more. Yeah, because
runny yogurt is now gross in comparison.
It's pretty disgusting.
And then, Keeter, like I shared with you, I also made a whipped brie that I've been seeing online every place.
It looked good.
It looks good. I just want to tell you that it is worthy of making, but it still tastes like brie. Right? It doesn't reconfigure its flavor in any possible way I thought it would. It doesn't. I recommend that you take the rind off when it's cold and let it sit out for a little bit, maybe 20 minutes, so it gets a little bit softer, and then whip the bejesus out of it for 10 minutes in your mixer or with a handheld. It might take a little more time. And then you spread it over a plate, and you can put... Oh, you know what? I tried it with the artichoke hearts. That was delicious. You can serve it with artichoke hearts on the side. You can put honey on top, cracked pepper, freshly cracked pepper looks so pretty on top of it. And it's nice for a party because you can serve it, right, to many people without having to cut it. And I feel it's worth doing if you're going to make it's for a party and you don't have the cheese pressure of like, I'm putting out one cheese, so I have to buy 3 cheeses.
Right.
So it eliminates cheese pressure and it creates a nice little something cute you can put on a table. So yeah, TikTok made me do it. And I think it's worthy of trying if you're going to be entertaining with it.
It looked really good. Your kids ate it up too. Well, one kid.
Yeah, he ate it for lunch, basically.
Yeah, no, it looked really good.
But now you're going to take us down somewhere real sweet, baby.
I am. I wish people could see our facial expressions.
I know, right? Soon.
Soon, yes. So this dip is a food FAQ podcast exclusive. This happened. Okay. This happened total by accident, and it turned out really well. So we know Mariella loves her brown sugar whipped cream. And if you've been listening to us for a while, you'll know what brown sugar whipped cream is. Mm-hmm. So basically, you're going to take some whipped cream. I didn't measure. You know what? The reason why I actually made it is because my whipped cream was going bad that day or the next day. So I had to use it. So I poured the remainder whipped cream that I had in my stand mixer and I just started whipping it. And just turn it on high and just let it go. Go ahead. You can sing it.
How did you know?
Because I saw you dancing and I heard it. You can sing it.
You gotta whip it. How does it go? I forgot.
Whip it real good.
Whip it good. There it goes.
So you whip it, and as it starts forming its peaks, you're going to go ahead and you're going to take brown sugar, and you're just going to crumble the brown sugar in your hands because brown sugar gets clumpy. Just crumble it in your hands and just let it fall in there and just let it keep whipping. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to the brown sugar and the whipped cream, it's to taste. Right. So I found that whatever it was, I think altogether maybe it was like 1.5 cups or 2 cups of heavy cream that I put in there. I think altogether I may have used 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. So I like my whipped cream sweet. So put the brown sugar in there. Then I took plain non-fat Greek yogurt, and I don't know why I decided to throw it in there.
Stroke of genius.
And I threw it in there, and I continued letting the stand mixer continue whipping it. And I did add maybe a little bit more sugar. That's probably why I came up to 4 or 5 tablespoons of sugar, because it did have the Greek yogurt in there. And it just came out to be this really delicious, sweet, dippable delicacy of a dip.
Yum.
And I tasted with a spoon, and it was so good. So then I got strawberries, I got some bananas, I got blueberries. I tasted it with every type of fruit, and it was fantastic. And then of course, the end all be all is you get a little bit of pound cake, and you could dip it in there too, because it's just really good. You're eating whipped cream at this point. So just throw the pound cake in there. And it just was so good, but it was light and refreshing. And it was really, really delicious. I did, throw some tests in there, see what it tasted like when it chilled. It didn't really change anything. It chills too long, it becomes icy. So don't worry about chilling it. You can put it in the refrigerator. I would make it same day and serve it same day. Yeah. Just because I feel it's going to fall if you don't serve it same day. I haven't tried that, but I just feel it's going to. Mm-hmm. And this is just a really cool little thing that you can have that's kind of different. Mm-hmm. At your parties. I think people expect salty dips when they go to a gathering, and I prefer salty dips. That's my number one.
Yeah.
But this sweet dip was such a difference, such a change. You really can do anything with this. Yeah. Mariella, you can make a trifle.
Like we talked about.
Like a trifle, and you can use this in your trifle. You can just put some fruit in a bowl, and you can just spoon some on top. Mm-hmm. So there's many versatile ways you can do this. So delicious. It was really good. It was just a fun little experiment, and it turned out to be incredible. I'm sure there are sweet dips that are very similar to this, but try it.
But this one's ours.
It's ours. We claimed it. Okay. Trademark. It's 3 ingredients. It's heavy whipping cream, brown sugar, and non-fat Greek yogurt. And so many of us have that in our household, and
use it.
It was really good. So just try.
I feel like every time I think about sweet dip, I think of some like something like that, like cookie dough, or I don't know, something
exactly.
obvious. This is not obvious.
If you go to Wegmans, you have like a cannoli dip.
It's
like really good for like one taste, and then you're done.
Right.
You're done with this. It's not like a cookie dough dip or an Oreo dip. Not that those are bad, but it's not what I reach for.
Me neither.
When I'm at someone's place or
when I eat something sweet, it has to be super balanced, and this is balanced.
Yes, it is.
So I'm with it, and I think it was amazing that you kept whipping, baby. You didn't quit on that. I did
not quit, Madi. I got back from the dollar store and had expired whipped cream.
You were on fire.
The food FAQ podcast gods shined upon me. It was inspired by your whipped cream, and it was inspired by when you and I were talking about things to do with Greek yogurt and stuff like that. So honestly, it was more or less I was not listening to your instructions and
that's what cooking is.
Yeah.
You say, screw you.
Yes.
And I'm going to do it my way. And then it becomes family favorites. That's how these things evolve, right? Everybody makes a pie, but not everybody makes your grandma's pie.
Exactly.
And this is what cooking's about. It's fun, and it's a low bar way to like face fear. And it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. It can really be helpful if you're
Some mistakes can be really good mistakes. Exactly. Some mistakes you end up having to order out pizza, but some mistakes can be delicious. Really good, and they turn out to be, we will be serving this.
Absolutely. So if you're risk adverse, make something and see what happens next. Even if it's just 3 ingredients, you're on it. Okay. Exactly. So as I continue talking about this, I wanted to have 2 honorable mentions for our dips. The first one is any bean really can be a base for a dip. Black beans, chickpeas, white cannellini beans, which I can't really say correctly. Navy what is it?
Is it cannellini?
Nah, you can't say it either. Fabulous. So it's not just me and my first language is Spanish.
I'll forgive you for your second language.
So yeah, and you can really just whip them up and add olive oil and salt or whatever spices you like, and that's a dip.
Yeah.
Have fun with it. Pick any bean you like. Maybe not red beans because they have a weird skin. I don't know if I would try it. Shit, I don't know. It could be good.
I mean, black beans red beans kind of have a tough skin to it, but you don't know. It could turn to be something really good.
Maybe you could be the red bean maker. Just come out and tell me if you try this. Okay. Exactly. And then we have one more honorable mention. What is it going to be, Keeter?
Oh, just a quick one, like fruit salsa. So just think of a fruit salad, but you're just going to chop everything up very finely. So, kiwis, apples, raspberries, strawberries, anything you want, and throw in a heaping tablespoon of any preserve, any flavor that you like, mixed together. If you don't want to use a preserve, you probably should actually use a preserve because it then becomes more like a salsa. But if you don't want to use a preserve, if you don't have any, throw in a little bit of honey in there, a little bit of brown sugar. Just remember when you put sugar in fruits, it is going to extract the juices out of them.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep it a little bit neater, I would add the preserves, and it's more like a salsa. But if you use sugar, it's more like a fruit pico de gallo because the fruit's going to maintain its chunks, but it's going to be a little bit watery like a pico de gallo is as compared to a salsa. So that's kind of fun. Serve it up with cinnamon chips. Serve it up with.
You can make it best friends with the yogurt.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
and they can go together, and people can make their own little parfaits if they want. How cute is that?
Absolutely. So that's just a really fun one that I like to do sometimes.
And it's a good use of fruit because sometimes you have a bunch of like odds and ends and like it's not enough to kind of have one bowl of raspberries. But if you put all your stuff together, I do that for the kids all the time and they flip and love it. Yep. They love a fruit salad and they don't know I'm just cleaning out the fridge.
Exactly. You get creative. Use up the stuff you bought. Don't let that go to waste.
Exactly. So I hope that these dips have you feeling like you can take a dip in the dip pond.
I went too far with that one, but take a tip.
Yes, but dips are such a great party favorite, right? People like them. Little bites. Again, we love a little bite. Buy the ruffle chips. Buy different textured chips. Kettle cooked, thin and crispy. Pringles. I love a Pringle. I love a Pringle.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, different crackers. Really like make it interesting. Make your table. You can make a dip party. Seriously, I think you could do this. Dip party. Little drinky drinks. Why not? Hors d'oeuvres.
Always remember, if you do a dip party, do it later at night.
Yeah, because you're not feeding these people, okay? You're just giving them a little something. A little abuse moosh. What is it? A booze. Not a booze. Amuse boosh. We're not abusing. We're amusing.
A nosh.
A nosh. Anyway, don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast carrier. Usually we do Apple, but there's so many. You guys listen to us really on iHeartRadio the most. Did you know that, Keeter?
That's pretty awesome.
I know. And we have a new freebie. You can click the link in our show notes so you can get our Build Your Kitchen checklist that tells you everything you need in every part of your kitchen to start growing your repertoire of amazing recipes.
Like that.
And what else do we have? Leave us a message. I don't know. Call us. We like to talk to people.
Call us. Anything.
You know?
So many exciting things are getting ready to come up. So we're about to explode this world of food FAQ podcast love.
Because we love pickles.
We do.
All right, you guys. We'll catch up with you next time. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.